The NFL finally kicked off last night. Pretty good game with the Chiefs and whatnot. It's our turn today. Things of that nature, a little game preview, some latest Eagles news, and more. So without further ado, let's fly on into it. So first and foremost, Devin White is out with an ankle injury. Apparently, he wasn't starting, and that was kind of like made known like Tuesday or however. And all of a sudden, he has an ankle injury. I think that's kind of suspicious. A lot of people are calling it fake. I personally do not know. Comment down below what you guys think. Um, Landon Dickerson, he's out for rest. Isaiah Rodgers, he won't be playing because of a hand injury. Back to Devin White. The Eagles reportedly tried trading and are trying to trade Devin White. Things of that nature. Apparently, it's looking like a bust signing, or however the case. I know what you call it. Jack Driscoll recently signed, and wide receiver Kyle Phillips, and I know Kevin Fulch, the tight end, I believe from the Jets, I believe was waived or released or however. Fangio said that Quinion is playing all the snaps on defense, that he looks really good, things of that nature, and that he's ready. So, I mean, if everyone can take, what he said about Bryce Huff at face value, I think we can, take it at face value for what he said about Quinion. Personally, I personally like it. I'd like to see Cooper DeJean. He also spoke on Cooper DeJean, by the way. He said that he looks good, all things considered. That the hamstring injury and things of that nature, but not where he needs to be. Completely understandable, considering he missed most of training camp, so can't hold too much of that against him. Um, so hot take of the day. There's only two ways getting into the preview of the game. There's only two ways we win the game. Either Jalen Carter looks like Chris Jones out there, like how he looked last night versus the Ravens. Competent O line, good O line he faced last night. He looked good yesterday, Chris Jones for the Chiefs. Um, so there's that, or however, him and Jordan Davis team up, or however, and somehow, some way the edges are enough. We hold them to a decent score, and we score like 30, 35, or however, or Howie, somehow, some way, I don't know, cook something up super last minute. It is Howie Fleeceman. I don't know, it is Howie Fleeceman. Um, so Kels says, Jason Kelsey, and he says that not Jason, but Jalen Hurts needs to be more of a leader with calling protections and his new responsibilities and things of that nature. Um, will Howie make one last defensive move? I mean, we shall see. I mean, I think this game is a pretty good test for the defense. For against the run, against the pass, respectable quarterback, respectable wide receiver. Things a pretty good test. Um, Final thoughts being, um, Jordan Love, you have to give him credit last year. You have to give Josh Jacobs credit. You have to give um, I forgot the wide receiver's name, but he's pretty good. They have like three or four competent guys that can catch the ball, so that's pretty scary. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Their defense, I mean, their defense is just as questionable, if not more questionable, um, than ours. Or however, I think we might have a slight edge on defense, or however. But even then, the defense, ain't the greatest, or however. So, I wouldn't be shocked if it's like a super close loss or however. Obviously I want us to win. I want us to blow them out. I hope it's 35-0, 50-0, 100-0. I hope it's like that every game. But being realistic, they do have a talented offense. Talented coach. Um, I mean, our defenses are about the same or however. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, overall, my general expectations. I generally expect Quinyon Mitchell to at least get one pick. Not even gonna lie about it. Um, Offensively, here's my predictions. Oh crap! Here's my predictions. It's currently 1 o'clock or however. I'm probably gonna have this video out by like 3 or 4. However, give you guys a little something to watch. However, just before the game. Here's my official Philly flyover predictions for Week 1 versus the Packers. Jalen will have 3 of 5 passing touchdowns. Saquon will have 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns. I'll just put just take the maximum for everything. Just take the maximum or however. Worst case, like this is best and worst case. 3 or however, and then 5 or however. I'll just say it like that. Worst case scenario, he'll have 3 touchdowns. Best case scenario, he'll have 5 touchdowns, pass touchdowns. And then Saquon, worst case, will at least have 1 rushing touchdown, and then best case scenario, he has 2. And then I have Saquon having 120 plus yards, um, things of that nature. And then Smitty, I have him having 2 touchdowns. Um, AJ with 2, that's 4, and then 1 passing touchdown to Dotson, Goddard, or somebody random, aka I got it wrong. If it's somebody other than Dotson or Goddard getting the other touchdown or however, because that's 5. 2 plus 2, AJ's 2, and Smitty's 2, that's 4. And then one from Dotson or Goddard, or I'm wrong. Either those 2 or I'm wrong. That's just my prediction, or however the case may be. Total of 2 rush touchdowns and a total of 5 passing touchdowns. Total of 7 touchdowns total. 7 times 5 is 7, 14, 21, 49. I think that if everything goes defensively, I think that we'll allow 6 touchdowns, 400 passing yards, and 100 plus rushing yards. I'll go ahead and put that up there, however, for my defensive predictions. That was for defense. So again, I'll say that again. Defensively, I predict that I will allow 100 plus rushing yards, 400 passing yards, 400 passing yards, and 6 touchdowns. Final score 49-42. That's my prediction for week 1. Now I hope Jalen Carter, I hope Jordan Davis, I hope all the secondaries and Milton Williams and uh all the linebackers go off. I absolutely hope so. I absolutely hope so. But in terms of predict, that's my prediction. Oh yeah, one last thing. Offensively, I predict that Jalen will at least have 300 passing yards. I would assume at least 400, something like that. Um, Last thing, or last couple things, shall I say? Um, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. I really do think they're going to need help. I have like little bootleg little diagram or however the case. I'll go ahead and redraw it or however. That's literally what it's basically going to look like. Right, the right tackle on the edge, the left tackle on the other edge, right guard, left guard, or however. And obviously center smack dab in the middle. The 2 circles on the top, that's Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. They need help out there. That's basically what it's going to look like. If the other guys ain't making a difference, I mean, it'll literally be 5-on-2 out there. The right guard, the center, the right tackle. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's gonna leave an opening, or however, unless somehow, some way, the edges come alive, or however the case. I don't know. I mean, we need to get a lot of sacks, pause, no Diddy. We need to get interceptions, things of that nature. Turn the ball over. C.J. Gardner Johnson needs to have a big game. But obviously, he needs help. He cannot stop 11 guys by himself. He's human. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can stop 11 guys by themselves. Um, and this leads me to my very last thing of this episode. I'll obviously have a little post game reaction and whatnot, or however breakdown, things of that nature. But Dan Celio, he has a great quote. I don't know if he invented it, I don't know, or however, but he said something along the lines of like, just because you got guys in jerseys, guys say that they play a position, doesn't make them good. I love my Eagles, but I'm not one of the fans that's like, oh yeah, we signed this 50-year-old scrub, yeah, he's gonna automatically turn it around and all that, like I tried to be optimistic about Devin White. I was wrong. I tried to be like, yeah, he's gonna be top 10 again. Heck yeah, change the scenery. That I genuinely thought that all I needed was just to change the scenery. I genuinely thought that, just like a lot of Philly fans, just like Howie even. But I mean, who knows? I mean, the jury's still out on that individual thing or however. Um, but yeah, I mean, just because they put on an Eagles jersey or however, that doesn't mean that they're automatically going to become Hall of Famers of that position or greatest of all time in that position. They're not automatically going to become Brian Dawkins, Jason Kelsey, or Michael Vick or Donovan McNabb or Nick Foles. The greatest Eagles quarterback of all time. The only guy to get us a ring. He beat Tom Brady. Fair and square. Um, but yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I mean, most of our defense, I love my Eagles, you know what I'm saying? But most of our defense either isn't ready or just garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we have enough on the pass rush, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we have enough at the linebacker. even with Devin White. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's getting beat by Nakobe Dean and he's only good versus the blitz, I don't know. I'm just being real. I love my Eagles. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I live and breathe Philadelphia Eagles football. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's my pastime. You know, that's what I love to do. I love it so much. I decided to talk about them. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna be delusional on the defense. Like, oh yeah, we have the greatest defense of all time. No, it's not good. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'll be like, heck yeah, I was wrong. I'll be like, heck yeah, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be wrong. I'll be so happy to be wrong about the defense. Believe me, this video ain't going nowhere. Trust me. If I'm wrong about the defense, I'm wrong about the defense. You know, I love my Philadelphia Eagles in it, but it's just been a long time. It feels like since we had a competent defense. I know 2022 is only like what, as of right now, 3 years ago. Because last year, what you call it? Yeah, so we're going on 3 years now after this season or however. Because then it's going to be 24, 25 or however. So after this season will be 25, 26. So yeah, after this season, after this season will be like 3 years. That feels like freaking forever. Considering you only have 17 games of football a year. Oh, it's just freaking like, man, last year, I'm sorry. After last year, can y'all blame me? I'm sorry. After last year, how bad the defense was, everyone was missing tackles, and for the most part, most of them are still here. Avonte Maddox was on the field, he was missing tackles. Bradbury, even though he was on injured reserve, Slay was missing tackles. Everyone on defense was missing tackles. They added Devin White, you know what I'm saying? But even then, he's getting beat by Nakobe Dean, who was missing tackles. Just saying, that's valid. I like Jordan Davis. I like, Jalen Carter. I like CJ Gardner Johnson, but those guys need help. Cooper DeJean, he needs time. I'm not gonna hate. He needs time. I'm fair. I'm fair. I'm trying to be as fair as I can. He needs time. I know how hamstrings are. You know what I'm saying? I injured a hamstring before. I know how it is. And so I'm not gonna give him too much crap or however for that or however. So Cooper DeJean, he just needs time. Quinyon Mitchell, he's ready. So in terms of the secondary, you got CJ Gardner Johnson and you got Quinyon Mitchell. In terms of the D line, the only really good guys you got are Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. That's 4 guys out of 11. What about the other 6 bums? Darius Slay, washed. Rogers, he hasn't played a game in a while. You know what I'm saying? It's prove it time. For all the Eagles. I love my Eagles. You know what I'm saying? But it's prove it time. With all the talent on offense, you know what I'm saying? If the defense doesn't deliver, it's Howie's fault for making bottom budget moves. Should have signed Patrick Queen. He was only making what, 12 million? Shoot, easy contract. I'm just saying, if he can fleece for the offense, he can fleece for the defense. But yeah, overall, like I said, those are my expectations / predictions, or however the case. I think we'll give up like 400 passing yards, 100 rushing yards, and like 6 touchdowns, 42 points. I think we'll have like 7, maybe a little more than that touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, or however, like probably maybe. So essentially, we got to see interceptions. You know what I'm saying? We got to see sacks. We got to see some sort of growth from Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. If we don't, Khalil Mack, Trey Hendrickson, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we should get him regardless. So then, if they end up being enough later on, we could still start off hot on defense anyway, but it's, kind of already too late since the game's literally today. Um, Super excited to watch the game. Like I said, tune into to my little post game reaction, things of that nature. But yeah, those are my little predictions, things of that nature. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Um, leave a comment down below. Philly out. God bless. Peace. And see you guys for the post game.